Pope Leo has been pontiff for nearly a month now and is now faced with a job that is spiritually, emotionally, and physically demanding. The Holy Father is said to enjoy playing tennis and even had a personal trainer at a gym in Rome prior to his election on May 8th. The 69-year-old Pope Leo XIV now enters a new phase of his ministry and will be faced with the physical challenges that come with the job. Joining us now to discuss this some more is Chase Crouse, co-founder of Hypuro Fit, an online fitness service that provides coaching for Catholics who want to grow in health, holiness, and self-mastery. Chase, thanks so much for joining us. Talk to us a little bit about the physical demands on the job that the Pope might face and how we can best keep in shape, because I never really thought about it.
Yeah, and I can only imagine. So this is me kind of taking my stab at the dark here, but I mean, he's on his feet constantly, right? He's constantly moving. He's meeting the next dignitary. He's celebrating mass, and he's leading a global church, which is going to be physically, mentally, and spiritually demanding, obviously. So when it comes to what he can do to stay in shape, I mean, I really hope he continues to play tennis. I played tennis in high school, and so I'm an advocate. Keep playing tennis. But really, some kind of basic, kind of minimal effective dose training. Basically, I can only imagine how busy his schedule is. So he doesn't have time to spend 15 hours a week in the gym. But if he can be in the gym doing some kind of resistance training, maybe once or twice a week, 30, 45 minutes, maybe doing some intentional cardio apart from all the walking he's already doing, pairing that with recovery, making sure he actually takes care of himself, escapes a little bit from time to time. And then hopefully he has a great cook in the Vatican who's making him some high protein, nutrient dense meals, and with the recovery, getting some sleep. Right? So all those elements are so important, making sure they're paired together. They won't always flow perfectly. I can only imagine, once again, his schedule. But as long as he can balance these, getting some minimal effective dose training in, he'll be in a good place.
And I have no doubt he's going to eat very well, for sure. So,
yeah.
We associate all of, mental stress we know it's not good for us, right? But could this kind of demanding job actually be good for the brain and the body? And if so, how so?
Absolutely. I think as long as we position it well in the sense of he has to make sure he's taking care of himself, or at least the people around him are ensuring that he's taking time to recreate, to retreat from time to time. And so there's plenty of studies showing that as we age, if we can continue to work out, and if we have a purpose-driven lifestyle, which I think it's safe to say Pope Leo is going to have a purpose-driven lifestyle, it actually really helps with mental clarity, staying sharp. And so pairing that with some kind of resistance training, with cardio, I think it's going to help, go a long way. Once again, this is all assuming there's some people around him, and himself included, making sure he's taking time for himself as well. He's called to give himself fully for the global church, but you can't give what you don't have. So you got to make sure he's taking his time for prayer, for recreation, for sleep, for recovery, and I think it's going to really help pay off in the end.
Certainly lots of discipline. Chase, I'm curious, what is the connection that you found between the Catholic faith and fitness? Can fitness be Catholic?
Totally. So our inspiration at Hypuro Fit actually comes from a former Pope, Pope St. John Paul II, and his theology of the body, and namely in this law of gift. So he quotes Gaudium et Spes, that man finds himself through a gift of self. But what Pope John Paul II adds in Audience 15 is basically what I said earlier, which is you can't give what you don't have. If our goal in life is to give of ourselves fully, like Jesus did on the cross, well, he has total self-possession. We don't. So we need his grace. And so exercise, nutritional discipline can be a tool of the modern day ascetic in order to better conquer yourself, to give of yourself. We would never want to say you have to lift a dumbbell to be a saint, because most saints never heard of a dumbbell, right? But in today's modern age, it can be a tool that we can use to conquer ourselves, to more fully give of ourselves.
Great perspective, great advice. Chase, thanks for your time. Super interesting.
Yeah, no problem, Tara. Thanks for having me.